All right. I just had this in mind because I just came from my daughter's school. I had a meeting with the teachers, okay? There's a lot that we can't do, in 2022. That back in the day, I was raised by my grandfather, John Henry Mallett. Let's talk about John Henry Mallett. Okay, my grandfather made sure that we knew how to read and write, okay? When I was a kid, we had every Bearstein Bear, Dr. Seuss, Shel Silverstein book known to man. We had a big gray tub full of books. Books. We was reading, right? And he would make us read a book. And every time we got a word wrong, he would make us write that word down on a loose leaf piece of paper 100 times. Whatever word we got wrong, that was his way. I bet you I never got that word wrong again. You know what I mean? That teaches you how to spell. That teaches you penmanship, all type of stuff. I mean, my grandfather didn't like TV. He didn't like Power Rangers. He was like, turn that shit off. You know what I mean? My grandfather, every time we got Christmas came around, he'd always say, I get you what you want, not what you need. No, I get you what you need, not what you want. That's what he used to say. I get you what you need, not what you want. So for Christmas, we get underwear, socks, long johns. I mean, not all this toys, hoverboard. Like, we ain't get none of that. There wasn't no such thing as hoverboard back in the day. But, my granddad, he'd make us play outside, make us climb that apple tree, climb that pear tree. We weren't allowed to sit in his recliner. He had a gray recliner. Anytime you seen him get up, heading towards that recliner, you had to get the hell up. You know what I mean? It was out of respect. And you know what? We lived in the church. Silver Spring Church of God. Before that, it was the Mequon Church of God. You know what I mean? And we was in there for Bible study, women's study, children's study, men's study, Sunday school. We was in the church 5 days a week. New Year's roll around. Guess where we was at for New Year's? We was in the church. Night watch. He was a good man. He'd give you shirt off his back. You know what I mean? He was a disciplinarian. He had a belt named Billy. Okay? Whenever we would cut up, he'd be like, don't make me go get Billy. You know what I mean? And we shut up, me and my brothers. You know what I mean? My grandfather had a stroke. He was paralyzed on the right side, but you know what? He had that little knob on the steering wheel. He would make sure we made it to church. His crippled ass was in that car with one hand. You know what I mean? Driving, trying to, in that cherry red Jeep Cherokee with the cream inside. And this is years ago, and I still remember this. You know what I mean? And he was big on family. He was big on sticking together. I mean, he turned in his grave right now if he found out me and my brothers wasn't, tight like that. He turned his grave, you know what I mean? But, I just wanted to make a video about John Henry Mallett. Oh, I'm sorry, Mallett. You know what I mean? From Kosciuszko, Mississippi. All right? He been gone for a long time now, but, when we was kids and we was coming up, granddad was strict. He had a good heart. You know what I mean? He was old school, old fashioned, watching the Wild Wild Western Hour, Columbo, Matlock, Murder, She Wrote. You know what I mean? We had to sit up there, we kids, and he'd turn off. I'll tell you about the, what's that? The morning lineup. It was like Tex Avery, Animaniacs, Masked Rider, Big Bad Beetleborgs, Power Rangers, and he'd come in here, turn that shit off. You know what I mean? And he'd change it to Columbo, Matlock, Murder, She Wrote, the Eddie Griffith Show, the Wild Wild Western Hour. You be sitting up there, you 10 years old talking about something. You know what I mean? Just watching the shit, you know what I mean? So, I was at my daughter's school and I'm like, man, she ain't never got an ass whooping. She got TikTok, all this other shit. I'm like, man, when I was a kid, even the latest shit, you know what I mean? I thought I was shit if I had the calculator watch. You know what I mean? We got the Apple Watch now, but back then, if you had the calculator watch, what? Oh, you know what I mean? A yo-yo, you know what I mean? Just, I miss them. I do.